at that point you can pop on your cameras and your mics and we can have a chat, which would be really nice. So I know some people will be watching this on recording later as well. So always send in questions afterwards if you want to. So how to win business awards then? What do we need to think about? Well, quick introduction so that you know who I am and why I'm here. My name is Donna. I'm the founder of August Recognition, which is a leading awards agency in the UK. And we serve businesses all over the world with supporting them to find the right awards to enter, create their entries and support them to win. And I judge an awful lot of awards as well. As you can see, some of these here. I'm also part of the Dent Key Person of Influence program. Daniel Priestley is my business partner, and we are just building and about to launch Awards App, which is a platform that will help you to do the same as we do in the agency, but all incredibly quickly and cost effectively in a platform. And I wrote the book Win, which gives you lots of the insider secrets of awards and how to get involved and to win them. So hopefully I'll be able to tell you a few things, challenge me. I like answering all sorts of questions. So don't be afraid to ask anything. This is the best place to ask it. So first of all, today we're going to look at why you need to win awards, then how to win, and then what to win, of course. So first of all, then, why do we want to get involved in awards? So I've said hands up, but don't worry, because most of you got your cameras off, so I won't worry about that. But I want you to start thinking about, did you win any awards as a child? And if you did, what awards did you win? Now, what often happens here is that people start having a think back to, oh, I didn't really think about that now that I'm an adult. And oh, well, maybe I won a swimming award or a dance award or a maths award or something like that. But the interesting thing about awards as a child is we don't worry about them. We're not humble about them. And actually, we use them to help us do more, because winning makes us feel proud and motivated and really like we're excited to go on and do more. A weird thing happens when we get to business awards as adults, where we all go, "Oh no, I'm feeling, a bit humble to do that. I don't know if I can win." And we get a bit of what we call awards imposter syndrome, and think, "Oh, well, maybe it's not for us now." So here's some of my awards that I won as a child. You might like to know. I was a cheerleader. My grown-up daughters are mortified at the thought of this. But, I still keep these because of what they mean to me. And it's that sort of nostalgia around it. But the thing is that award-winning businesses, just as we got motivated as young people, individuals, founders of businesses, leaders and teams have a great impact from when they're winning awards now as adults. So just a few facts around that for you. And we do a lot of research ourselves internally. And we look at a lot of research externally, particularly on writing books and white papers. And we found that 63% of award-winning businesses show an increase in revenue following an award win. Okay, now that's not just based on, oh, I won an award today, my revenue went up tomorrow. It doesn't really work like that. But the businesses that are aiming for awards and are ambitious about awards and are working towards awards criteria tend to be doing the better things in their industry. And that, as well as the award and the profile and brand awareness that it brings, helps to build up your revenue. We also know that award-winning businesses show 77% higher sales even 5 years after winning, which is incredible when you think about it. So it shows you what a long-lasting asset a business award is. And again, it's the same thing. It's not just about winning an award in the moment and it's just going to throw money towards you for the rest of the next 5 years. It's about striving to be an ambitious, leading business in your industry who's able to win these awards. That's going to bring you along whilst you're winning. And then this one at the end I thought was quite interesting. It's an investigation of employees and how motivated they feel by different things. And in this piece of research, they actually looked at how motivated employees felt by a pay rise. And they were actually 88% more motivated by independent recognition of their achievements than they were by a pay rise, which is very interesting when you think everybody wants more money. Of course they do, but an industry-wide pay rise doesn't feel like individual recognition of your achievements So this is, as employers, we need to think about other ways to motivate our teams and to reward and retain them, of course. So, independent recognition for your individuals within your team and your teams can make a big difference there as well. And the impact of awards is real, okay? So sometimes people think, oh, is it worth it? Is it going to make a difference? Well, I love this piece of research, which showed that they took 2 bottles of wine. One had an award on it and one didn't have an award on it. And they actually decanted the same wine into both bottles. Then they took that out to the public and asked the public, pouring it from each bottle, which one they preferred the taste of. And the public voted for the wine that came from the bottle with the award on it, but it was the same wine. So it just goes to show you that actually the impact of awards is real, and it even influences how we think, how we feel, and what we taste. So think about that when it comes to your website and your branding. What are people thinking about the quality, even if they don't actually know what the difference in the quality is? So winning awards can help you win a huge amount of other things in business. And that's why there's such a big industry of recognition programs, because they create success. So as we said about before, raising your revenue, but they can also help you to raise your prices because of that perceived quality difference to your competitors who are not winning awards, just like the wine. You could be looking at putting your prices up as well as increasing your sales. I particularly love that they help you become a spotlight for a wider impact. So, business is not all about money. There is purpose in here as well. And actually, if there's something that you want to make a movement about, you want to raise awareness of, there's something that you're really passionate about, then awards can become a great spotlight for change, not just in your acceptance speech, but also in everything that you do to promote around that award, or the type of awards that you're winning as well. You might run a great business, but you might actually win awards for some community projects. For example, I know in this award there is positive impact category as well. Awards will help you accelerate your brand awareness. Well, in this day and age, that is super, super important. And I was actually talking to somebody the other day about SEO. And he was saying that they had, we're actually going to have a meeting about it. He was saying they'd taken measurements on how further up the rankings award-winning businesses get than non-award-winning businesses in their Google search results, and now more importantly than ever in their AI search results. So that's something to really think about. Now that will probably come from the backlinks that you get from awards, from the profile and advertising, everything that's going on around online around you. But even the words award-winning are making a difference to those searches. And I can tell you that the AI searches rank those words highly. They will help you attract, reward, and retain talented employees. Now, if you have a team, you work in the people side of things, you will know that attracting and keeping the best talent is one of the biggest problems that businesses have today. So actually giving them recognition, recognizing your team, but also recognizing that you're a great place to work, that you're a great employer, will help to attract new candidates to your business. Sometimes businesses are looking for finance opportunities. It might be you want investment, for example. Well, I know that a lot of awards will actually help you get through the door when you haven't been able to get through that door before for finance. So when you look at a lot of awards programs, you'll see they're associated with sponsors who are interested in supporting small businesses. And then, of course, increase your exit value. So if you're keeping your eyes on the prize and you know one day you're going to exit, then awards go towards the brand value of your business as well. So when you are being valued, if you have current awards, you will get a higher valuation than if you don't. So it's something that can make a big, big difference at the end of the day to your business. Now, I really like this concept that this is from Stephen Bartlett's Diary of a CEO book, actually. Stephen says that to fulfill your potential, you need to fill all your buckets. And we all have 5 buckets of potential, and they work from left to right, from 1 to 5. Okay, so 1 and 2 are your knowledge and your skills. So that's what you know and what you do. That's your expertise. You are in control of that. You can keep training, keep learning, keep developing. The more knowledge and expertise you have, better. However, awards will help you with the other 3 buckets, and that is your network, who you know, your resources, what you have, time and money are usually the biggest ones, and your reputation, and that's what the world thinks of you. So as a business leader, If you can fulfill all of these buckets, then actually your full potential for your business is more likely to be fulfilled. So I always like to ask at this point for you to have a think about, when we're talking about why you should enter awards, how do you want to fulfill your goals? What are your goals? Okay. What do you want to change? Is there something you want to change in the world? Is there something you want to change about your industry? Is there a perception that you want to change? What do you want to be known for? That's your reputation. Sometimes we tell people we're known for things, but if they went and Googled us, would they see that? Is it visible? Does it actually say that explicitly anywhere? Anyone who wants to be known as the best kept secret in their industry, that is not what you want to be known for. Okay, I hear that so much. Well, we're the best kept secret. Well, nobody wants to be a secret, and everybody wants to be visible, and awards will help you to do that. And then what do you want to achieve? Now, that could be personal ambitions, professional ambitions, ambitions for your team, exit strategy. That can be all sorts of things, but these will be individual to all of you. So have a think about those things when you're thinking about the goals that you're setting around getting involved with awards. The next thing that's important is, of course, how to win. Okay, so you need to start by thinking back. Okay, so look back over the last year or so. What have you already achieved? Awards programs cannot recognize you for what you haven't done yet. They can only recognize you for what you have done. So think back over the last year. Have you had a great client? Have you had some growth? Have you had great results? Have you put in place a new campaign? Have you made a community impact? What is it? Make some notes on what you think the biggest things, the biggest headlines are that you've achieved in the last year. And then think forward, what do you want to achieve? So how could these awards help me to then take the next step in my journey? What can we achieve next together with these awards? And then it's so important to get in the right race. So I give you some visual examples here so that this will help you to remember this. When, if you look at Usain Bolt and Sir Mo Farah, then you will agree, I'm sure, that they are both great runners. Okay, so if they were going to enter an award called the Best Runner in the World competition, who do you think would win out of them? Who is going to win the Best Runner in the World competition? So if I give you a little bit more information, you probably have a little inkling, but I'll give you some more information. So Usain Bolt his average running speed is 27 miles per hour, and Mo Farah's is 17 miles per hour. So does that help you to know who's likely to win that award? Well, probably not, because I haven't told you over what distance that is. So Usain Bolt is actually the fastest man in the world up to 200 meters. And after 200 meters, Mo takes over. But the important thing actually, and the reason that I bring them into this presentation, is because they don't race against each other. They understand what their strengths are, and they enter races where their strength is going to shine. And I believe that as a judge in lots of different awards, I often see businesses entering who could have won a different category had they considered what their real strength was and who else was going to be in those categories. So I fully encourage you, we'll look at the categories shortly, to think about what is our true strength and how can we stand out and what's going to be the right category for us. And there may even be more than one. And the other thing to think about is, you know, it is a bit of a journey, and you might have entered these awards before, you might have become a finalist. Don't let that put you off. I can tell you that from a huge array of awards that I judge, it's actually quite rare that there's a big gap between whoever wins and whoever doesn't win. That's usually really, really close. And actually, a little bit more effort in the entry, or a little bit more evidence, or a little bit more impact could have changed the result. So I brought the Women's Euro team in here to show you that actually you don't start at the top. There's a lot of work to do to get there and work your way up. And sometimes it's a little bit every year. So if you've entered in previous years and you haven't won, then have a think back. And this framework might help you. Okay. So what is it that you did or didn't include last year that could make a difference this year? And if you haven't entered before, this is how to think about your awards. So it's about creating your award's unique selling point. So the unique selling point of you going into that award. This framework, my background is linguistics, and I love investigating communication. And this framework is based on Aristotle's modes of persuasion, which is a philosophy on how to win an argument. And an award really is making an argument for your business to win. So first of all, we look at impact. So logical impact, that's what does your business do and who does it serve and what's the logical link between that, okay? It needs to make sense why you do what you do and who you do it for. But then we bring together with that values, and that's emotion. So that's your values that you believe in, your company values. Your emotion comes from engagement with humans. So what are the human stories? Who are you having a human impact on? What difference are you making to your customers? Whether you're B2B or B2C, what difference are you actually making? And then we need to bring those together with evidence, okay? And evidence on the impact side, the logical side is quantitative. Evidence on the values or emotions side is qualitative. And if you can build all of that into your entry, then you bring credibility, okay? And that's going to help you to win your argument or score more points and win your award. So it's a good framework to think about when you're considering how you would enter. It's also important to use evidence to back up all the claims that you make in your award entries. As judges, we're looking for ways to award you points for the information that you've shared. But if you don't give us the evidence, it's very difficult to do that. So I've got 2 quotes here just to give you an example. So the first one says, "Our business is the best in the industry. We have created incredible results from our innovative initiatives, and our newest product has flown off the shelves," which is nice, but very hard to score. Or alternatively, if that person said, "Our business now services 58% of the market, making us the industry leader. We have grown by 18% year on year, with new product sales creating 10% of our revenue in the last 12 months. Joe Bloggs says, you would have both quantitative and qualitative evidence in that statement for not many more words, and you would definitely score a lot more points. So it's thinking about how you're not only what projects you've got and what you want to share as your achievements, but how you're sharing those achievements. And the quality of your entries does count as well. Now it's not like an English exam. We're not scoring you on spelling and grammar. However, we need to see the evidence. We want to be engaged emotionally. We want to understand the logic. So even Shakespeare had a proofreader. So never be too proud to ask somebody, if you're doing your entries yourself, if you ask somebody to read your first written draft, okay? I always say, let it breathe and then edit. And what that actually means is leave it alone. Give yourself enough time that you can walk away from it and not look at it for a little while, because when you come back to it, you will actually see where you need to enhance it, okay? You can also even read it out loud. Sometimes when you do that, it can help you to see where it's falling apart a little bit, and where you're stumbling, that's where you need to edit. There's so many tools nowadays that you can use. I will just give a little word of warning about AI though at this point. First of all, hopefully everybody here understands not to put their business data into unprotected AI systems, because then you are feeding that out to the universe. But also I can tell you that over the last year, from a judging perspective, I've seen so many ChatGPT written entries and they're appalling. And they don't score highly, especially not over the authentic written entries, because they don't have the same level of connection with the judges. They often are repeated in some awards that in an award that I entered judged last year. Genuinely, in one of the categories, 3 of the entries had the exact same paragraphs in them. So that just leads to a loss of points or disqualification. So please, think about this. This is a really good awards program, and there are really, really good entrants going into it. And the ones who put in the effort, the more that gets put into your entry, the more you will get back out of it with a finalist or a win result. So please do bear that in mind. So what to win? There's loads of brilliant categories in this award. So there's something for everybody here, and possibly even more than one award for you. So you can see they're here. They're all on the website for you to have a look at as well. So you could enter, if you've got a project where you think actually we've done brilliantly in lots of different ways, then you could enter in multiple different ways. So you might be a great employer and you've got an apprentice as well. And let's see, you want to recognize that person as a young business person. There could be all sorts in here. So think about which are going to suit you best. The criteria for the categories is on the website, so have a little look at that. And I'm sure if you're not sure, that you can reach out to the awards and they'll help to guide you as well. The deadline is the 15th of June, so you've got about a month, which is good time. And the awards night, which I've heard some amazing things about, is on the 6th of November as well. So make sure those key dates are in your diary because they are super important. Okay, so that brings me to the end of our presentation. I have brought for you all a free award entry checklist. If you would like to download it, you can use the QR code to do that. And that's just to help you to check over your award entries. So I'll just leave that there for a second in case you're using your camera. If you've got a camera, this will be recorded as well. So for anyone who's watching this later, you will also be able to download it as well. And just to say that if you want any support or you are looking to enter multiple awards this year, then you can feel very free to have a call with us and we can give you some free advice as well. But for the SME National Business Awards, your best bet, and let's go back to those categories, is to contact the awards if you need some support on your categories. Okay, that brings me to the end. If anyone's got any questions or wants to chat anything through, then I'll be very happy to right now. Thank you, Charlie.
Yeah, thanks, Donna. Some great insight and advice. So over to you guys. If you have any questions, now is the time. If nobody has any questions, that's absolutely fine. Just as a reminder that the awards deadline, as Donna said, is a month tomorrow at 3 p.m. We recommend entering up to 3 different categories to give yourselves the best chance. If you do have any questions after this, feel free to pop me an email. It's charlie@smenationals.co.uk, or give us a call, and myself and my team are more than happy to help.
Lovely. Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Charlie. I hope you found this helpful.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.